our first major international exhibition, where you're supposed to now go, we've had a few smaller ones for local and Irish artists in the past 2.5 years, but this was our first venture outside Ireland. We're going to make this very brief because they can go on for 15 and 20 minutes, but that's not our style either. So last night we had a private viewing for the parents of Jim Stynes, and this exhibition revolves around the late Jim Stynes. For those who don't know him, he was an Irish sportsman who left Ireland in the 80s to play Australian rules and more or less became an Australian hero. Ned Kelly and Jim Stynes are the two Irish heroes. I'm first of all going to introduce Bernard Flynn, who, again, if you're football aficionados would know he played with Jim Stynes against him and played for Meads. So Bernard will officially open the exhibition, and then we'll have a few words from Mike, the artist.
First of all, to everybody, I'm absolutely honoured to officially open the gallery this evening. And to Hazel and to Dave, I really wish you all the best. I sincerely mean that. And your hospitality last night to myself and the Stynes family was just nothing short of phenomenal. It really was, and it was special. But I've got to tell you a little story. Just the reason I'm here is a very close friend of Jim's, and this portrait, when I seen it first, I mean, I just froze. It's that good. Jim has had many portraits attributed to him and given to him, to family and family members now in Australia. And they were here last night, and they literally froze. The detail, the attention to detail, and it's just like seeing Jim come alive again. It was just absolutely incredible. But we shouldn't have been here last night. I won't use the word F, but it was a F up for me last night. Imagine Dave came in to me, I have a business in Mullingar about 3 months ago, and he said he heard from Con, I think, the publican, blah blah blah, the connection with Jim, and the exhibition was built around the inspiration of Jim Stynes and the beautiful portrait that Michael has done. And I said I'd be delighted to come out. And I said the family come home, his mum and dad come home every year, they're all in Australia. And he left at 18 years of age and became an absolutely incredible Australian hero, apart from sport, off the field. I'll just tell you a second about that in a minute. But I had everything organised. I had this in my hand, that on the phone. I rang on Friday. So I surprised for Dave and Hazel that I would have his mum and dad. You're okay, don't worry, happens all the time. That I would bring his mum and dad here this evening. They're home for 2 or 3 months every year, still broken hearted, and I really mean a broken heart, but they come home to support the Dubs. So I arranged to meet them in Boy, and I'd bring them here, so it's handy, you know, and the auntie and uncle who I travelled to the funeral with. So 5 to 6 I rang Dave yesterday evening. Dave will be there in about 20 minutes. I got the day wrong. So Jim Stynes' father is the thickest fucking man that I know. And I can tell you honestly, excuse the language, I'm standing there by, after putting down the phone to him, and he bursts out laughing. And if Jim Stynes' father walking towards me, the gallery's closed, and they think they're going to the official opening, and Jim's opening up. So I said, think on your feet, Bernard, here, as if it was Sean Boyle and giving out to you. So I said, we'll go in for a nice meal in Navan. He still wasn't talking to me after 20 minutes, half an hour. He still wasn't speaking to me. But anyway, in fairness to Dave, came down from Dublin. Billie Jo, who was fantastic, Hazel, Michael, all together here. And what happened, and this private viewing, and the mum and dad was just so special, and it was emotional, and it was something special for them. And the portrait that you did private, a small one for them on his wedding day, Michael gave that to them last night, and I'll tell you, it brought tears to us all. I've never seen nothing like it. So there is a God up there. I fucked up, but you know what? I think he did it on purpose. I really do. So it was beautiful. And the family rang me this morning, mum and dad. They're still on a high. They've never seen nothing like it. It's going to open their home in Australia, and this year that they've seen, and the way they were made feel last night, without going on too much about it, was just incredible. Really, really was special. I mean that. Quickly, just Jim, he done what he did on the field, but the biggest single achievement Jim Stynes achieved was off the field. He was a mega superstar, broke the record, 244 consecutive games, won the Brownlow, all the attributes, and he used to say, leave all that shit there, he'd say. But he used to come and visit me every year in Mullingar for nearly a week, and this is how good an incredible person he was, an inspirational man. He watched and he used to mix with all the young kids, and he was a superstar. After the matches he'd go and sit with them, mix with them, autographs, photographs. But there was an awful lot of drugs in Australia, broken marriages and kids in a mess. This was in the early 90s and late 80s when he went over there. And he said he needed to do something. He felt he had to do something. He was obliged. He started an organisation called REACH. And just to tell you quickly, and I'll finish on this, today nearly 600,000 young kids have gone through his program. And he literally, it was a labour, it took over his life, and he would go and speak to them all around Australia, every part of it, 500, 250, 150. And they became stars and mega stars, some of them drug addicts, alcoholics, everything. And what he done with these kids, that's the biggest single thing he's done. And as an Irish person abroad, I think he's one of our greatest ambassadors and true iconic heroes. And I'm privileged to be a friend and privileged to be here because he's still alive and I'm looking straight at him. Michael, best of luck.
Well, first I want to thank you all for coming. It's a real pleasure to be here. It's my first exposure outside of the United States. And the welcoming has just been amazing. I know I speak on behalf of Billy here. We just thank you for your hospitality. It's been incredible. I guess it was about a year ago. I was painting one night, and I check my email whenever I'm painting, and I get bored with it because it's incredibly boring. You artists will attest to that. And I have my computer right there, and my computer is my crutch. I'll go there when I'm bored, and I'll spend a little time there, and I get this email from this Dave O'Shea or something like that. And it said something about, I saw your spread in the, what was it, the International Contemporary Artist book. I can't get off of it, and what do we need to do to get your work in our gallery? It was something like that.
Yeah, very simple.
And first of all, I was looking for the angle. I thought, who is this guy? What's he after? You know, because I don't normally I don't. I'm not a trusting person. I don't trust galleries. I've had bad experiences, and that's a whole nother world. But I just answered him just because it's harmless. I'll just say, all you have to do is ask. It was pretty much is what I said. And it was daytime here. I think it was 2, 3 o'clock in the morning back where I'm from. And he answered right back, and I thought, well, this is a real guy. So we started right there, and it was a strange connection. It was immediate. I trusted him pretty much right away. And I sent a couple of pieces out. I thought, that's harmless. One of them was one that I'd had already, and I talked to him, and I said, well, what else can I do that you think you can move? And he talked about this Sam Beckett guy who I knew nothing about, but he mentioned his name. So I did some research, and first thing I liked his face. I thought, that's really interesting. It's like a roadmap of wisdom there. And so I did it, but I still wasn't sure, but I thought, that's what I do. I paint, and I love to paint, and I'll do that, and it's nothing for me to do this and send it to him. Sent it to him, he got it, and he moved them right away, and I thought, this guy's the real deal. And whatever successes we have or failures we have, I decided we're going to do that together. And we're a team, and I'm blessed to have crossed paths with this man. I have nothing but respect for you, and I thank you for bringing me over. And again, I thank you on behalf of Billy here, who is, sorry ladies, I'm taken. She's the prettiest gal in the room.